A wonderful race in prospect, headed by number 2, Ballybroker Bridge. Peter Maher, the trainer, the jockeys, Andrew Lynch. 3, Bless the Wings, beating a whisker in the Irish Grand National. Doing the steering this time will be Jamie Codd. He'll be arriving oh so late. 4, Boxing Along, Sean Flanagan. 5, Quantitative Easing, Mark Walsh. 6, the old boy of the party at 15 years of age, running for his last time, Uncle Junior, Patrick Mullins aboard. Number 7, Cantlow, is Nina Carberry. 7, Tim Donworth will ride Current Exchange. 9, Doers, the mount of Susan Oakes. 10, Jack's Island is Ger Fox. And number 11, The Road to Croker, Harley Dunn. Tom Lee, is the money continuing for Cantlow, or what are they backing in the ring?
No, it's a tricky one, this, because bear in mind, before Josie's orders came out, Nina Carberry had looked beyond Quantitative Easing and had chosen Josie's orders. Now, the jockey bookings mean that Cantlow, bit of a positive there, Nina on board. However, he's a tricky customer and he was going backwards for Paul Webber. Ender Bolger hasn't won this race since 2010. He needs to have worked his magic with a horse who is struggling to find his old spark. Money is for Quantitative Easing, more so for Bless the Wings. Could be an amazing day this for Gordon Elliott. Already a winner on the board. He's got Diamond King to come. He's got Jury Duty to come. And this Bless the Wings, that fantastic second live on RTE back on Easter Monday. And of course, prior to that, this horse, Bless the Wings, a very good third in the equivalent race at Cheltenham. Also a mention for Jack's Island, won this 3 years ago. He's 50-1. But the man who could really hold the key to the door, as ever, over the Banks course, the man who's found this race time and time again, Ender Bolger. He's with Tracy.
Yes, he certainly is the king of cross-country. He's looking for his 13th win in this. He had 3, but now it's only 2. No Josie's orders, and they're coughing, I believe.
Yeah, he just wasn't 100% when he got to the trucks, so we decided he's only 8, so we decided to leave him alone. But we have 2 good subs anyway.
You certainly have, and Quantitative Evening just touched off last year. How is he?
He's in good nick. Ran well at Cheltenham. Just beaten a neck here last year. He was 4th the year before. He loved the nice ground as well, and Cantlow will like the good ground as well. So
not as experienced, quite new to cross countries, but he's showing great potential.
Yeah, he was second here in February, and to a very good horse, Peter Maher's Ballybroker Bridge. So no, we have an each way chance for both of them.
We just saw a lovely piece on Risk of Thunder. He was some horse, wasn't he?
He was a great horse, and you know, I mean, 7 Touche, that's a lot of jumping and a lot of galloping, and he retired sound as a bell and ended up in a great home, and he was a great horse and great thing to do with. So no, he was the boss around here.
What about on the fringe tomorrow for our let you go?
Yeah, he's in good form. He won't mind a drop of rain either. It's a good race. 2nd and 3rd from Aintree or from Cheltenham are in it, and the horse that was 2nd in Aintree to him. So it's a pretty open race. But no, our lad's in great nick. I'm delighted with him.
Brilliant stuff. Best of luck in this.
Thanks,
good to see you, Ender. Thank you.
Bye.
See you.
Lovely race, isn't it? The Touche. Every year we enjoy it. There's Ballybroker Bridge. Just 10 runners now. Ballybroker Bridge, dead interesting. Loves it here. But a little bit to find with the principals on form. He was, beaten 20 lengths at Cheltenham. And winner before that when beating Cantlow. There's number 3. There's Bless the Wings. The Irish national runner-up, Ted.
Yeah, he's only beat a snout in the Irish National. He arrived, looked like he was going to win, jumping the last, got maybe ahead of Rogue Ainley, battled back to beat him. A reproduction of that run, or reproduction of his good run in Cheltenham, it'll make him hard to beat.
4 is Boxing Along. He's interesting. He was 5th 12 months ago. He stays forever. He's a son of Witness Box out of a Rosalia mare. Isn't the quickest, but he stays. And let's not forget the distance of this race, 4 miles and a furlong.
Yeah. There's a Quantitative Easing, Mark Walsh. He ran a good race. Mark rode him behind Annie Currency at Cheltenham, and he beat Lovely Boy, and first to fringe here in November with Nina on board. He's a big shout as well, Quantitative Easing.
Well, hats off to this fella. Hats off to Uncle Junior. He's 15 years old. His last year's winner. He won it as an 11-year-old as well. And this is his farewell. This is his last start. And let's hope he comes home having enjoyed himself. And he could even win. He's a really good horse, as we know. Number 7.
7 is Cantlow. He ran a good race behind Ballybroker Bridge back here in January. After that, then he ran in the cross-country race at Cheltenham. Ran respectable without worrying anybody. Beat a long ways, and he was beat about 25 lengths in the Irish National as well.
Current Exchange is a good Banks jumper. He's up against it here, though. What is he, 25-1? Tim Dunworth rides him. And last time out, he was pulled up behind on the fringe in the Fox Hunters at Aintree.
And there's Doers. He's been around a bit. He's been a good old servant. Everybody connected with him over the years. He has it all to do here. He's run a few points there at Ballyrag at the Pigeons and Old Town, and run respectable without ever setting that in a light.
And Joe Fox on Jack's Island, interesting horse, this fella, because he won the race 2 years ago. Poor recent form, though. He's a 33-1 shot now. Ran in the cross-country here in November when he slipped up behind Quantitative Easing.
And the road to Croker, Dennis Murphy's horse, I'm sure jumps Old Banks well as well, too. He is a bit to find. This is a tidy race, and he'd want to be something we haven't seen before if he's going to win it. Old Banks bring out a different element in horses. The horses that like it, they all jump it, but the horses that really like it, like we saw that piece on Risk of Thunder, only hurl these banks and they get a couple of lengths at it. And in 36 jumps, you get a couple of lengths at every one of them. You don't half sicken the boys behind you.
Andy, you're down there. What do you see down there?
Down on the big old double here. There's a wind down here that'll blow the ears off you. And just up to show you the height of this, it's about 7 foot tall, this bank, and there's a good big drop off it. There isn't much room on top either, so the horses have to be fairly nifty and just touch the top of it. They're taking formation now. They'll pop off in about half a minute's time. Looks like Current Exchange and Tim Dunwer from Limerick there are lining up. He looks keen to make it. Mark Walsh and my fancy for the race, Quantitative Easing, is going to line up handy as well, and the favourite inside him, Ballyboker Bridge.
White flag, Tony.
And they're off for Ireland's longest race, 4 miles and a furlong, and heading towards the first fence. Up there is Ballyboker Bridge, with Current Exchange also prominent as they jump this steeplechase fence. Heading towards the Galway double, fence number 2, and Ballyboker Bridge and Andrew Lynch out in front from Quantitative Easing and Current Exchange together. Doers is next, then Cantlow with the red cap. They're followed by Jack's Island as they clear the second, and out of the third, and racing on towards the next. The lead is with Ballyboker Bridge. Quantitative Easing is on the inside, and they're being followed by Current Exchange between horses. Doers is next, and then Cantlow. Out over the fourth, heading towards the fifth now, and Ballyboker Bridge is the leader as they come to this laurel hedge, being followed by Quantitative Easing. Doers on the outside, then Current Exchange, and they're followed by Cantlow. Coming to the sixth, which is Ruby's double for the first time, Ballyboker Bridge and Quantitative Easing. Cantlow in the red cap. Doers is on the near side as they go over it, then Current Exchange, which was very slow over it and dropped back. Bless the Wings was also very slow at the back as they take Joe's jump and make their way towards the eighth, which is a drop bank. And it's Ballyboker Bridge who leads from Quantitative Easing and Doers, and then Cantlow. They've jumped 8 out of 35 fences, and they're going towards the barrels, with Ballyboker Bridge leading from Quantitative Easing, last year's runner-up, then Doers. They're followed by Cantlow, and then comes Jack's Island, a previous winner of the race. They race towards the next fence. They're heading away from the stands area at this stage, and Ballyboker Bridge still the leader from Quantitative Easing. Doers is on the outside as they race towards the next fence. Ballyboker Bridge, Quantitative Easing in second. And they're followed by Doers, and Cantlow is next. And then comes Jack's Island. Boxing along in behind these with Current Exchange as they go out over the ninth. Heading towards number 10, which is the stone wall. Ballyboker Bridge from Doers, Quantitative Easing and Cantlow. Then Jack's Island in the yellow colours on the outside. They're being followed towards this by boxing along, and then the road to Croker, Current Exchange, Uncle Junior at the back as they clear the 10th fence and race towards fence number 11. Ballyboker Bridge, Quantitative Easing close in second, then comes Doers and Susan Oakes in third, then Cantlow and Nina Carberry. Jack's Island is next, and then comes boxing along as they clear the 11th, and coming back to Ruby's double for the second time in the opposite direction this time, out over the 12th. And they're all safely over it. Current Exchange back at the tail of the field, being preceded by Uncle Junior in the purple and yellow. Out over the 13th. Drop bank coming up shortly. It will be number 14. And our leader, Ballyboker Bridge, by a couple of legs to Quantitative Easing. Then Doers and Cantlow together. Then comes boxing along. They're followed by Jack's Island. Then the road to Croker, Uncle Junior towards the back, with also back there is Current Exchange and Bless the Wings. So they go out over that bank. 14 fences behind them. Coming to the next, which is a drop bank, and it's Ballyboker Bridge. In leading from Quantitative Easing in second. Doers is there on the outside. Behind these is Cantlow on the inner. And then comes Boxing Along on Jack's Island, and then the Road to Croker, followed by Uncle Junior. Current Exchange towards the rear, and also at the back of the field is Bless the Wings, the Irish Grand National runner-up. Over the 15th, Cantlow, a slight mistake there as they come to the next, and safely over number 16. All still in the race. Current Exchange getting detached at the back of the field as Ballyboker Bridge clears the 17th, leading towards the Cheltenham Bank, being followed in second place by Quantitative Easing, and then Doers, and they're followed over it by Boxing Along, and Cantlow is there on the inside. Current Exchange has been pulled up, so we're down to 9. It's only about 8 lengths covering the field as they clear that bank, and turning towards the Laurel drop bank, which is fence number 20, and the lead still with Ballyboker Bridge. Doers is on the right. Quantitative Easing up there all the way. Cantlow behind him as they clear the 20th. Then Boxing Along, Jack's Island, the Road to Croker, Bless the Wings, and Uncle Junior together at the back. As they turn around now and head down towards our next fence, Ballyboker Bridge, in the lead from Quantitative Easing in second, then Doers. Coming to the 22nd, which is the old double bank. Ballyboker Bridge has the lead from Quantitative Easing in second, then Doers. And behind these is Boxing Along, and behind Boxing Along as they go out over it is Cantlow. Jack's Island, the Road to Croker is next. Uncle Junior is back there, second last at the moment. And Quantitative Easing jumped that just in front of Ballyboker Bridge as they head towards the Risk of Thunder. Then Doers, then Cantlow. In behind these is Boxing Along, and behind him is Jack's Island. Uncle Junior's made a little bit of ground in behind them with the Road to Croker alongside. Take the Risk of Thunder out over it, fence number 24. Laurel Bank will be next, and as Quantitative Easing, Doers is right there, and just behind these is Jack's Island and Ballyboker Bridge, and then Boxing Along, and they're followed by Uncle Junior, who's creeping into it as they come towards the next fence, and it's Quantitative Easing by 2 to Ballyboker Bridge and Doers. They're followed and fought by Boxing Along. Behind him is Jack's Island, and then Uncle Junior, and behind the old boy comes Cantlow on the inside. Over the 25th fence, Canal Turn will be coming up shortly. Quantitative Easing the leader, Doers, Ballyboker Bridge, Uncle Junior into fourth now, and then Boxing Along, and they're followed by Jack's Island, and then comes Cantlow, and then the Road to Croker. Bless the Wings is behind him as they take this number 26 and head towards the Galway double. Quantitative Easing the leader, Ballyboker Bridge still there on the outside. Just behind them in third is Doers. Boxing Along, extreme right, purple and yellow over the 27th as they come to this Galway double. Quantitative Easing has opened up a lead. Uncle Junior, a mistake there as they come to this drop fence, and it's Quantitative Easing who leads. Quantitative Easing and Mark Walsh in the lead from Ballyboker Bridge. Doers, then Uncle Junior on the far side as we look at them, then Boxing Along. Cantlow is next. Jack's Island as they take over the 29th, and had a mistake there by Cantlow, but Quantitative Easing travels well in the lead from Ballyboker Bridge. Doers, Cantlow on the inside, Boxing Along, and behind him is Uncle Junior, then Jack's Island. Bless the Wings beginning to improve, having been behind throughout. Over the 30th fence now, they have 5 to jump as they come towards Ruby's double for the last time. Quantitative Easing the leader, Cantlow is into second. So it's Quantitative Easing over in front, followed by Cantlow and Ballyboker Bridge. And then the Road to Croker and Boxing Along, and behind these is Bless the Wings. Uncle Junior's lost ground as they clear that and race towards the next fence, which is Stuffed Hurdle. And it's Quantitative Easing going to the third last in the lead. 5 lengths clear of Ballyboker Bridge in second. In third place is Cantlow, and then behind Cantlow comes the Road to Croker as they run now towards the closing stages of the race. A point-to-point fence coming up. Quantitative Easing has a 4-length lead. Ballyboker Bridge in second, same gap to Cantlow. Then the Road to Croker. as they come down towards the second last fence. There's quantitative easing from Ballyboker Bridge. Cantlow's in third. A gap then to the road to Croker. Quantitative easing mistake by Ballyboker Bridge. Cantlow goes second as they run the turn for home now. And it's quantitative easing the leader from Cantlow. The stable companions 1-2. Ballyboker Bridge in 3. And they're clear from the road to Croker. Uncle Junior trying hard in behind them, making a bit of ground, but it's quantitative easing down to the last year's runner-up in the lead, safely over. Cantlow's in second. Ballyboker Bridge is in third as they race into the closing stages. Quantitative easing from Cantlow. Quantitative easing out in front. Goes one better this time and wins on a Touche. Cantlow is second. Third place is Ballyboker Bridge, and old Uncle Junior staying on well in fourth on his final start, followed by boxing along the road to Croker. Bless the Wings, disappointing, and Jack's Island was last.
Well, a great result for Enda Bulger, great JP, and a great result. I'd love to see Nina win, but Mark Walsh is his first lad too. She'll put this under his belt. He's won a lot of big races, but I take great satisfaction out of this. These two old horses jumped absolutely super. The horse in front in particular, Nina's old horse let him down in a few, but this horse in front was brilliant every step of the way, and so was Ballybroker. He ran a cracker too. The second last cost him plenty. He nodded at the back of it, but the winner has won well. It's Enda's first lad too. I didn't realise that for 5 or 6 years. He's won 13 or 14 of them. I know the old horse won 7 of them, Risk of Thunder, but this is a great ride. Mark gave this horse a lovely ride, and all the lads rode well. They went the shortest way around, jumped the banks well. It was a smashing race to watch.
Wonderful race, a 1-2 for JP. Quantitative easing comes home in front, the 9-4 joint favourite. We've got the Ladbrokes Champion Stayers Hurdle coming up next, but first it's Nooked.